Capital One is buying Discover Card, people, and I'm shocked that many of us don't know this. I didn't know about this at a dinner party I was at when somebody who worked for Discover said, hey, did you hear that we're merging possibly with Capital One pretty soon? And I said, I never heard about this. I have both those cards, and I would always opt for my Discover Card over Capital One any day, just because of the customer service and how well they deal with any kind of issues. Now, on February 19th, Capital One announced that they're planning to buy Discover Card or Discover Financial Services in an all-stock deal worth $35.3 billion. And that to me made me go, what? I need to go look this up. Of course, I found the article on CNET, and it was announced that that's what they're doing. They're combining two of this large credit card issuers. And I'm thinking to myself, well, what payment processing are they going to use? Because I've always used Capital One, and it's always had a MasterCard logo on it. It's not going to be finalized until late 2024 and possibly early 2025, depending on when this deal closes. But it's currently waiting, like I said, approval from regulators and shareholders. And it is under scrutiny from policymakers, right? Because they're going, are you guys going to be too big? But I wanted to know how this is going to affect us, the consumer. Currently, Visa and MasterCard has about 80% of the market here with this, and Discover and American Express has the rest. So I don't know. I think maybe this merger could benefit both Discover and Capital One in a positive way. But will customers see immediate changes? We need to know how this is going to work out for us. They said that there could be some future impacts on your debit and credit cards or bank accounts, but it is true. Capital One wants to acquire Discover's payment processing network, positioning it to compete with Visa and MasterCard and American Express. So currently Capital One uses Visa and MasterCard networks, but plans to transition all debit and credit cards to Discover's network by mid-2025. How is this going to affect people who are Discover card users? Because as we know, it's not widely accepted internationally. So this move could affect us. When you travel overseas, what's usually accepted? Visa, MasterCard. Higher fees and interest rates is usually a number one thing. This merger might increase competition in the payment processing space, potentially leading to better rewards on credit cards. However, there's also a risk of reduced competition among issuers, which could result in higher fees and interest rates. So larger credit card companies tend to charge a higher rate due to less competition. That's usually the end result of anything like this. So I don't know what you guys think about that portion, but I will say the physical locations is going to be a benefit, because we know Discover doesn't have any physical locations that I could think of. And so this is going to give Discover Card customers access to Capital One's 259 branches and 55 Capital One cafes. So both issuers, Discover and Capital One, customers would also benefit from more ATMs and all these different networks where they can access their money. But the takeaway for me here and Capital One and Discover customers is that I don't want to see any changes that's going to really cost us, right? I don't want to see more fees. I don't want to see a higher APR. If anything, this should reduce that to the customers and should really shift the focus on making better financial products so that we can have more. Capital One and Discover both offer really good perks and programs, but to merge them, wouldn't that mean that we should have more access to better things? I get 5% cash back sometimes from Discover Card. I don't think I've ever hit that with Capital One. Capital One usually does cash reward programs too. But for me, I've always had a better experience using the Discover Card. You guys tell me what you think. Is Capital One better than Discover Card? Should it be the opposite way? Should it be Discover buying Capital One? It would have been better for me, but I don't know. Everybody has their favorite card that they use for everything because they get really good benefits. Anyways, have a great day and remember to think for yourself.